think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win.
So
but he's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
Mayweather was definitely better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas
and Floyd Mayweather understands that. Guess what? Styles make fights. He understands.
Joe Rogan has now shared his prediction on who would win in a potential showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He praised Mayweather as one of the most gifted boxers in history, reminding fans of just how dominant he was during his prime years. Rogan stressed that many overlooked the sheer scale of Floyd's accomplishments against top-tier opponents. When weighing him against Crawford, Rogan admitted it's a tough call, but pointed out that Mayweather's defensive brilliance and unmatched ring IQ make him almost impossible to beat, even for someone as skilled as Crawford.
Floyd was in his prime.
Yeah.
That would have been fucking incredible to
Yeah.
see which style's superior.
Yeah.
Because Floyd would move towards you like this. He would just get right up on you. But just show you how good Floyd really is.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that he's won decisions by, playing it safe, people that just don't get excited about him and they recognize him with the all-time greats, he's the best.
Analysts celebrated Floyd Mayweather's legendary Hall of Fame status and acknowledged that his career achievements remain untouched. At the same time, they praised Terence Crawford, pointing out that he stands as today's pound-for-pound king. Both men dismantled Canelo Alvarez in their own timelines, and the analyst stressed how tough the comparison becomes because each fighter imposed dominance in his own way. Picking a winner between Mayweather and Crawford feels nearly impossible, as both embody the absolute peak of boxing greatness.
Crawford won, in my opinion, 10 rounds to 2. If you want to be, generous, 9 rounds to 3. But he clearly won the fight against Canelo Alvarez. Clearly. And Floyd Mayweather understands that, guess what? Styles make fights. He understands. Styles make fights. And he understands the greatness of Terence Crawford. And he stated on numerous occasions that, guess what? Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And he believed it. He put his money where his mouth is, and it held to be true. Period. So, again, and I hate to do this, and I hate to keep saying this, right? But people try their best to try to pit Terence Crawford against Floyd Mayweather, right? Who's better? Who beat Canelo Alvarez better? Who did it better? So on and so forth, right? The facts remains is this. They both outclassed him. They both won in dominant fashion. And styles make fights, right? And the style that Terence Crawford presents, the style Floyd Mayweather presents, now they do it different, is too much for Canelo Alvarez. Period. Point blank and period.
Bob Arum shared his take on a fantasy clash between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He argued that Crawford would come out on top, even if the fight happened during Floyd's prime. In Arum's view, Crawford carries a rare blend of adaptability, speed, and sharp ring intelligence. Those traits make him stand out in today's boxing landscape, and Arum believes that his ability to adjust to any opponent would ultimately give him the advantage, even against a defensive genius like Mayweather.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
Trainer Greg Hackett broke down why Canelo Alvarez himself admitted that Crawford's win over him carries more weight than Floyd Mayweather's. Hackett explained that when Floyd fought Canelo, the young Mexican star was still inexperienced and finding his way at the top level. In contrast, when Crawford faced him, Canelo was already a seasoned, fully developed champion. That's why Canelo viewed Crawford's victory as more meaningful, because it came against a matured, stronger version of who he had become.
is way better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. What's your thoughts on his statement, and do you agree with the sentiment?
Him saying that, I can't say he capping. I can't, because I don't know what he felt. But when I heard that, what I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game, and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying, I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight.
Commentators Simon Jordan, Adam Smith, and Duke McKenzie revisited the atmosphere leading up to Floyd Mayweather's showdown with Canelo. At that point, Canelo was undefeated, larger in size and weight, and many believed Floyd was taking on more than he could handle at 36 years old. Analysts predicted Canelo's power and youth would finally hand Mayweather his first defeat. But the fight unfolded in an entirely different way, as Floyd used his brilliance to shut down Canelo's offense and deliver a masterclass that erased all doubt.
Crawford, they were all the question marks. Could he do that? Could he cope with the power of Canelo Alvarez, who's adapted now and had to adjust in his career? He now throws single shots. And that's why it was the calculated gamble. Well, it wasn't really a gamble because me and Simon called it from the beginning.
Right.
That we go, Mayweather ticks every department. You go, the only thing that people are hedging their bets on is that Canelo's the bigger guy, but he wasn't really anyway.
Nah.
You could see, because Crawford come down from 185 anyway, you could see the physicality's in there. He was all the size of Canelo.
As Edward said long before this fight, I just think styles make fights. And Canelo's style, this style of Canelo, was suited for Crawford.
Indeed.
He can't throw combinations anymore. There's no more head movement from Canelo.
Yeah.
He tries to walk people down and hit you all over the body and all over the head if he can, but he can't put his combination. He can't sustain the combinations. And what really impressed me about Crawford was the fact that it was a question of like he didn't want to trade off early with Canelo. He traded late with Canelo because he couldn't take his power early. So in the early rounds, he was just pity-patting and just tapping him, kept spinning him, kept turning him and driving him mad. And then in the later rounds, as Canelo started to fade, from round 7, round 8, as the pace got a little bit slower, then Crawford's confidence, he was confident enough within himself to stand and trade with him. Yeah. And even when he got on inside, he was hitting him with like 3s and 4s, hard shots, constant shots, and just kept spinning him, kept turning him. And Canelo didn't really know where he was. And another great thing about Crawford, he stayed southpaw throughout the whole fight. Yeah. And Canelo admitted after that he couldn't handle a southpaw.
Couldn't work it out.
Couldn't work it out whatsoever.
Adam, we had Paulie Malignaggi on the show the other day with myself and Jim, and I want you to have a listen to what he had to say and see what you think of it.
I think Canelo has been, for a while, a diminishing fighter.
Shane Mosley, a former world champion who shared the ring with both Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, offered a perspective only few can give. Speaking from first-hand experience, Mosley emphasized how Mayweather's style separated him from Canelo in every way. He described Floyd's timing, his ability to read opponents, and his mastery of ring control as truly unmatched. Even when under pressure or against stronger fighters, Mayweather's intelligence and adaptability allowed him to dismantle threats with precision. Mosley admitted that while Canelo is exceptional with power and skill, he could not rival Floyd's ability to dictate pace and command a fight. Having fought both men, Mosley's words carried weight. He was convinced Mayweather operated on a higher level, proving himself as the more complete and dominant fighter compared to the younger Mexican star.
Everything, man. He's the man.
Absolutely. You fought both Canelo and Mayweather. I was surprised to hear Canelo say that straight after the fight. I mean, credit to him, he's been really humble in defeat. You fought them both. Who did you think was better, Canelo or Mayweather? I know that's Canelo was saying it was Crawford better than Mayweather, but who did you think was better out of Canelo and Mayweather?
Mayweather's definitely better. He was better when they fought him because he was more technically sound and knew how to do things. Whereas Canelo had more power and placed the shots probably better. No, he didn't place the shots better. He was just younger and placed the shots really good. Like Canelo was really good at 21 years old. Like I was impressed. I was very impressed with Canelo at 21. But Mayweather was still technically more sound. Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well.
Another perspective pointed to the generational shift in boxing greatness. While Mayweather remains respected as one of the greatest of all time, the argument insists Crawford would prevail if they fought today. The reasoning comes down to timing, with Mayweather having already ruled his era, while Crawford now commands this one. Every great fighter has his moment, and in today's boxing landscape, it is Crawford who carries the mantle as the most dominant force.
He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Absolutely, and I noticed when I asked you, there was a slight pause. It's a real conversation now to be had. Crawford, pardon me, up there with the likes of Mayweather. He's really etched himself into the Mount Rushmore GOAT conversations.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely one of the.
Joe Rogan praised Floyd Mayweather not only for his unmatched skills, but also for the discipline he carried outside the ring. He emphasized how Floyd managed to remain at his peak despite wealth, fame, and a lifestyle surrounded by distractions. Unlike so many athletes who lost focus, Floyd stayed consistent and never let ego derail his career. Rogan admitted that if Crawford faced Floyd in his prime, the matchup would be the ultimate test of Terence's greatness, showing just how high Mayweather had set the bar.
The idea of pulling up at a yacht is it's the opposite of what everybody tells you about fighting. The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up.
He does.
The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline.
But through that balling night, I don't think he was doing drugs or drinking.
Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water. And then he would have his driver drive, and with his fucking jeans on, he would jog home. I mean, the dude was always training.
Trainer Abel Sanchez shared his thoughts on Crawford's standing in the sport, noting that he has now reached true superstar status. Sanchez explained that Crawford's rise isn't only about the number of victories, but the caliber of opponents he has defeated and the dominant manner in which he has done it. In his view, Crawford's recognition as a global star is well-deserved, firmly cementing his place as one of the best fighters of the modern era.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Ryan Bomack McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, declared that after Crawford's latest victory, there should no longer be any debate about who rules the boxing landscape today. With full confidence, he stated that Crawford is the greatest fighter of this era, pointing to his technical brilliance, dominance across multiple weight divisions, and his ability to overcome every challenge placed in front of him. For Bomac, Crawford has already proven everything necessary to be recognized as the defining face of his generation.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
Rob Oster reacted strongly to Crawford's performance, admitting he'll never doubt him again. He pointed out how Crawford has made a habit of silencing critics, no matter the level of opposition. Every time fans or analysts predict he'll struggle, Crawford instead delivers another masterclass. Oster's reaction echoed a growing sentiment across the boxing world. Crawford has earned unwavering respect as a consistent and seemingly unstoppable force.
I stood on it, and I'm not going to change what I said in the past or anything. I didn't think he could pull it off. He did. And not only did he pull it off, he did it. He was phenomenal. Like, he did it. He did everything right. Like, it's like he fought a perfect fight. He banged with him when he needed to. He boxed him when he needed to. He established the jab. He kept the southpaw. He kept him frustrated. I got nothing, bro. I tell you what, I would never go against that man again. I ain't doing that shit. That shit was crazy. But I do want to give a credit to those that deserve it. Like, Terence deserves full credit for his abilities, for his IQ. Bomac for his coaching. And, you know, Bomac told him to stay southpaw. He wanted to come out orthodox. Bomac told him to stay southpaw because of what Canelo was weak at.
Crawford himself has weighed in on the fantasy fight with Mayweather. With full confidence, he declared that even if Floyd was in his prime, he would come out on top. That statement reflects more than just boldness. It shows the self-belief and competitive fire that have driven Crawford's rise to greatness. While fans may debate endlessly about the outcome, Crawford's own conviction makes it clear how firmly he sees his place in boxing history.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound, you or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm going to always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Andre Ward, a former champion and close friend of Terence Crawford, offered a perspective shaped by experience and wisdom. Rather than urging Crawford to chase more fights or fantasy matchups, Ward suggested that now might actually be the perfect time to walk away. In his view, Crawford has already done it all, climbing through weight divisions, defeating elite opponents, and delivering performances that will be remembered for decades. Ward stressed that retiring while still on top would allow Crawford to preserve his legacy in its purest form. Too many fighters, he warned, stay too long, chasing paydays or trying to prove a point, only to tarnish what they built. He doesn't want to see that happen to Crawford. For Ward, the greatest tribute to Crawford's career would be to step away undefeated in spirit and unmatched in respect.
Personally, I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, Roy.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Without a question.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, because the debate between Mayweather and Crawford is far from over. Until next time, keep watching The Fight Game.